Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Garage Studio Modelers. I'm Dave Forrest with my good friend
Harvey Lowe
and special guest Sandy McCrory.
Pleased to be here.
Mm-hmm. Well, welcome to the show, or welcome back to the show. Now you may remember Sandy from such classic hits as 50 Shades of Panzer Grey.
Panzer Grey, favorites.
And our episode on the British SCC colors. Now SCC stands for Seriously Confusing Colors, if I remember correctly.
Standard,
is that right?
Camouflage colors.
There you go. So Sandy's back, and he's brought with him an arrangement of German tank destroyers built on
foreign chassis,
chassis.
as opposed to on German chassis. So, which I believe the Germans called these, I might be pronouncing it wrong, Butte Panzers, which are captured panzers. So, reference material. There's an excellent book published by Reuten called Butte Panzers.
Yes.
This is kind of hard to find these days. Or if you look at it online, people are asking ridiculous prices for it. So. But luckily I picked up
That is one of the few books that has managed to escape my collection.
Yeah, I've never seen it, actually.
This gives the history of captured vehicles which were pressed into German service as just basic vehicles, but also as modified later on to have self-propelled mounts on them.
Color photos.
Color photographs.
So how do you call it? Is it boat?
Butte Panzer.
Butte.
It starts off with the Polish campaign.
Show them that picture.
Yeah, this is actually in colour. I don't know if it's actually been colourised or it's actually originally in colour. Starts off with the Polish campaign, the French campaign.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then we get to the French half tracks. The Germans used extensive use of German vehicles in the beginning. I'll go into that in a bit more detail later on. Marders, and then also there's one that actually that one here.
For the audience.
Yeah,
you should show them.
Yeah.
Flip the book around.
Yeah,
there you go. Now turn the pages.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can see those.
Yes.
Of, for example, that one there is this one here.
Right, now that's a recent.
Yes, it is. That's
the freshest one off the Sandy McCrory Skunk Works.
Yeah, there's other Panzer IIIs, and all kinds of vehicles were used by the Germans.
Nice.
And we'll get into more detail on that later on.
Now these were built over the span of how many years?
Well, from 1940 to...
No, it's you.
me. I think the last maybe 5 years I've been building
5 years.
these. Yeah, 5 years.
That's really good.
Yeah. And
these are beautiful builds, Sam.
Yeah.
These are really nice builds.
I'm quite prolific.
You are.
Since I retired, I usually bang out one a month or so.
That's pretty good, because you've done others rather than just these.
Yeah.
So you're banging out one a month.
Yeah, and these are not simple builds either.
No, some of them are a bit more, especially some of these Dragon kits. I mean, that kit, their example, is basically 3 kits. There's the chassis, the upper hull, and then the gun. So you've got 3 kits in one.
Right.
The other ones are a bit more simplified. Some of these, for example, are resin. We'll talk about it. Let's just talk about it generally. We'll start off chronologically. When it comes to German captured tanks and Butte Panzers, one name keeps repeating itself. It's a guy called Major Alfred Becker. Now, Becker was an infantry officer in the First and Second World Wars, and in World War II, he was infantry. As most artillery attached to the infantry, they were horse-drawn. Now, he realised the limitations of horse-drawn artillery in the Battle of France. And after the Battle of France, he was an engineer as well. He found that there was a whole bunch of French and British armour. So his conclusion was, well, let's get these captured armour, we'll mount German guns on it. So one of the first ones he mounted, he took the British Mark 6B. There was, I think, about 300 of these captured.
Is that like a Vickers?
Vickers tank, the Vickers Mark 6 tank.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, and it was the most. The Mark 6B was the most prolific British tank in the BEF. There was, I think, maybe over 1,000, maybe less than 1,000.
Did the Vickers see action in the Pacific?
No. No. Anyway, so what he did was he went and
Harvey always bringing it back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I love
his theatre of preference.
Yeah. So basically, he got these, and he got the Mark 6B, and he had a 105mm gun, which was basically relegated to training. But he mounted that on the 105 on the Mark 6B, and it was called a 105 Wagon Mark IV 376, and it was actually he was in Barbarossa.
You gotta love the Germans, right? With their technical names of their vehicles, they make them sound so.
Yeah, the Schutzwagen. So he made 6 of these vehicles, and then he was sent after Barbarossa. He was in the Army Group North, and he was sent to Leningrad. And he had 6 of them, and they, believe it or not, they performed very, very well. So encouraged him to build more. But anyway, eventually, the next thing which was built, because of the inadequacy of the 37mm gun, the Germans started to mount the Czech 47mm gun on the Panzer I B chassis, but they also mounted it on the Renault chassis. And
well, sorry, maybe before you get to this, talk a little bit about the model itself.
Oh, the model itself, yeah. Okay, this model it's actually the Mark 6B is the Vulcan kit.
Oh my goodness!
That
is not an easy kit.
No, it's and then. The upper hull is actually IMA, which is a company out of Hong Kong, which I believe they're no longer in business.
International Model Asia, I believe. I don't think they're in business anymore.
And that, I'll bring it up here and make it more. It's the lower hull is the kit, which is the Vulcan kit. Everything else is up there is resin. And actually, IMA kits were really, really nice. Unfortunately, instead they've gone. And the most notable thing about that is when building it, I managed to slip my X-Acto knife, and I put 7 stitches in my thumb.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
That took a toll.
Yeah, so modelling can be dangerous,
Yes. Back to IMA, they did a lot of esoteric stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They even did. I bought a few. They did some motor torpedo books.
Yes,
That nobody does.
No.
So
And they're no longer.
no.
Well,
I sent the guy an email.
the website's down. There's no
Website's
website.
down.
Yeah.
All emails are unanswered.
Russell, the guy's name is Russell. Yeah.
I mean, it was very good to me, and when the business started.
Yeah.
But I heard there were issues of communication from others.
Yeah,
towards the end.
I think towards the end, I know some people had problems with
Yeah.
getting
That's
stuff.
too bad.
Yeah.
And but previous to that, he was an excellent.
It looks like really nice work. I mean, it turned out into a beautiful model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it came out nicely. Yeah,
It's a Panzer Grey.
Panzer Grey, and I say they were used, and I've got pictures of them. Maybe I've a picture in the book here. So
But while you're digging that up, the resin on those kits was very good. Too.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the 3D resin; it was the old style resin. Right?
They were very nicely.
Where were these used, Sandy?
In Russia.
In Russia.
So
6 of them.
that's Leningrad.
Leningrad front. Yeah,
Ah.
I've actually got. There we go. There's only about 6, 7 pictures of it. There it is. There. Oops, can I get that? Can you get that, Robert?
Yes.
Here we go.
Pictures of it. Yeah.
Nice. And how many of these were built?
6.
Oh, just 6.
Only 6 of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
At least the Germans took photos of these things during the war. Like,
Well, I mean,
they
Rommel,
thought
yeah.
about. Oh, let's
Well,
take
Rommel,
pictures.
I mean, I think in the Allies they were forbidden to take canvas and to combat with him, but the Germans encouraged it.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, Rommel always had a Leica with him, so I guess he liked a Leica a lot.
So nobody does an injection kit of that, correct?
Not off the
mainstream
no,
injection.
the Mark 6B, Vulcan done the Mark 6B and the Mark 6C, which
Right.
was different. But I say that was in the BEF. It was the most prolific vehicle in the BEF.
Now the Vulcan kit, it was the track and the suspension that was really.
Yeah, a little bit tricky. Yeah,
I did one too.
Yeah,
Very tricky.
a little bit tricky. But certainly, I've always been a fan of Vickers tanks, light tanks. So I've got a couple more, and if I ever see any more, I haven't seen them advertising, but
No.
there's a whole bunch on eBay and stuff and things.
I think I have one in my collection too.
Oh, good! I know and get one.
Exactly. Good deal.
So that's one of the first conversions done by Becker. And
watch the back.
yeah, that's right.
Watch the back.
That's the. But as you can imagine, fitting 4 people into that, it must have been incredibly cramped.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one, the German manufacturing company Outlet, they took some R35s, French R35s, and they mounted the Czechoslovakian 4.7 pack on there. They also done the same thing on the Panzer I, but that was a German chassis. So this is particular, we're talking about captured chassis. It was fairly effective, certainly better than the Pak 37. And but these were in service right up these were actually in Normandy as well. There was some actually in Normandy, so they survived as far as that. Then the Germans, as you know, they took over the Czechoslovakian 38 and 35Ts, which were an excellent vehicle. The next thing they found that even those were the Pak 47s weren't sufficient to tackle the KVs and the T-34s. So they mounted the Russian 76.2 millimeter on the Czech chassis.
Oh, that's a Russian gun?
Yeah, Russian gun on a Czechoslovakian chassis.
That's a 76.2, right?
Yeah. Did they rechamber that as well later to Pak 40s? I think I remember reading somewhere they did. But anyway, that's a good question. Yeah. So these were used in Africa, North Africa, and they were also used in Russia.
Now talk a little bit about the kit, because this is a bit of a kit bash.
Yeah. It's the actual the kit is made by Hobby Boss. Actually, make the kit, but I didn't like the Hobby Boss lower hull, so I used the Tamiya one, which is a lot simpler to manufacture. Yeah. There's a little bit of figuring out when you have to make them together.
And that's the H35?
Yeah. You can build that like in 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But and it comes with Lincoln length tracks, and it's typical to me. It's just an absolutely gorgeous kit. Anyway, so it's a little bit of surgery, but I think it was
beautiful.
Yeah, it's unusual.
And that's your most. This is hot off the press.
That's the latest one I actually built. Yeah.
And how long did it take you to build that?
Oh, a couple of weeks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
I can't wait to retire.
Yeah, I can thoroughly recommend it, honestly. Yes. I've been gone like it's 10 years now.
10 years now?
Yeah, retired, yeah.
Time passes quick.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it does. It does indeed.
And this was the Tamiya kit?
Tamiya kit, yeah. I added a few odds and sods to it, but I flew Fro Tracks. And,
those are Fro's.
Fro Tracks, yeah. And I think Tom gave me some resin parts, like the transmission and things like that. And
before that, is that out of box?
No.
Like the kit itself?
Well, apart from the tracks and a few little bits and pieces, it's pretty well out of box. It's a beautiful kit. I got the.
It's just out of the box of sand. It's close out of the box of sand.
But what I got me. I've always liked that vehicle, but when I got Panzer Tracks, there's a great picture.
That's a great series of books.
I think this,
especially the newer ones with the artwork.
This Philippe Roda, he is absolutely fantastic. He is absolutely his drawings, his pictures. There's the vehicle there being loaded on a diamond on a diamond Rogers trailer. That I used it as an inspiration. He is the stuff he does is absolutely stunning, and that was the inspiration behind that.
Very nice.
So, it's to me a kit, right? It falls together. It's Fro Tracks, just a nice model.
Oh, those are Fro Tracks.
Yeah.
Are they still in business?
Yes, they are. You can, but I believe you have to order them directly from the chap.
Yes,
is it Hungary? Is it in Hungary?
That's right.
Yeah. I thought somebody bought them out.
Yes.
Oh yes, yeah. But
they went out of business and they're back.
But there's a lot. I picked up some, and locally there's a couple of the shops in Toronto area have a bunch of them in stock.
Tom's got them at Carefree.
Carefree and also Plant Panther. I bought like
hobbies.
2 or 3 sets the last couple of weeks. I do like them, especially because they give the model a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
And I find the larger ones, like Panthers, Tigers, Churchills, are very simple. But when you get the smaller ones, they tend to be, when you put them together, they kind of deform.
They bend.
Yeah.
The ones I had trouble with were the ones for the Grant. They were big and thick.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult to get the pins through them.
Yes,
I had to re-drill the holes.
I always do.
Not good.
I always run the drill through, put the wire in and snip.
Yeah, some of them are hit and miss.
The Grant ones.
And others are fine.
Sorry, the Grant ones were horrible. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of the 3D tracks. Although
they can be fragile.
They can be.
They are fragile. Yeah. We talked about that earlier off camera. That 3D printed models are very, very brittle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I find that when you're dragging the tracks over the drive sprocket, then you tend, especially with
they're not as rugged as
especially the skeleton tracks, like on Panzers, they tend to snap.
And a tip.
Yeah.
Immerse them in hot water.
Yes.
It makes them a little. When you cut them, they won't break.
Yeah. So the next thing I've got is this is the schutz wagon. We're talking about
go geschütz yourself.
Yeah, talking
Cut
about.
that out of the film there, Robert.
There's another.
Still laughing at his own joke.
if you want, there's some other
Entertain yourself.
books on geschutz wagons. Sorry, Panzer Tracks.
Oh, that's another great series.
These are on. Yes, they've been this been redone.
They're being updated and reproduced.
Yeah. There's
from you can get them off the Panzer Tracks website.
But they're
So much
expensive.
I know about German armor. Okay.
They are expensive, but they're good.
I usually try and find them in shows for like $10, but you think yours are. Now, I particularly like the Normandy campaign. So, and this is what happened. Becker, after he was in Russia, he was sent back to France, and he started to.
So was he involved in all of these?
Yes, yes.
Now, is it true that they call these Becker Peckers?
Yes, indeed.
They did.
They didn't call them that?
I
mishear that?
Yeah. In 1942, I'm going to try and ignore this kind of stuff. This would be a serious conversation. In 1942, Becker was assigned back to Altec and was working on these. But later on, he was sent to France. Returned to France to take inventory of all the French and British captured tanks. And there was enough there to outfit the 21st Panzer Division with these conversions. There's like 1,800 vehicles 1,800 of these vehicles were manufactured from captured French vehicles. I think 170 were that Marder 1. This is little Marder 1 here. These are built on the Lorraine chassis. They also earlier Becker also done the one with a 150mm gun, which was sent to North Africa.
Now this is the Dragon kit.
Dragon kit.
And this is
actually
it's like the Tamiya kit,
that's,
but it's not.
That's actually the Panda kit.
The Panda kit.
I built the Panda kit, which is not bad, and I used full tracks on that, and I added a bit the jack and the no-tech light and stuff. But I mean, whoever thought that Tamiya would bring out one? So
exactly.
Didn't Kieran do one of these? The company?
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah. It was a high-tech kit.
Yeah.
Multimedia.
Yeah. So I mean, for example, these ones here, that one, this one, they were assigned to they was used in Normandy. Not only did he use the German, French, and track vehicles, he also used half tracks. And this is a Sommier half track with the Pack 40. And
so what's that kit? Who makes it?
That is actually Brack.
Brock.
Oh, Brack.
I have a few of those.
Nice
there's
kits.
one over there as well. You can pass that one, Dave. That's another Brack kit with the same thing.
Is that unbuilt?
It's unbuilt, yes. That's the same half track fitted with the 81mm
That's beautiful.
mortars. I think, and I built a lot of resin kits. I think Brack is amongst the best.
Yeah, I have
the quality. Yeah, the quality.
And he was doing armor. Then he got into motorcycles.
Yeah,
and
I don't have any of his motorcycles.
Well, no, they're like once.
Good, yeah.
They're like. But he's gradually getting back into the armor, and if you can ever find any of these kits, they're very, very good. I think I paid $100 for this.
Yeah, old-fashioned resin too.
Yeah,
not 3D
You got that. You
printed.
picked that up in Ottawa, right?
I did indeed. Yeah. As I say, the stuff is just perfect, very, very good.
Very unusual subject.
Yeah, he does, and does a lot of Italian. He's an Italian chef, obviously, but he does a lot of Italian stuff, and you know.
Didn't you say you spoke to him?
I've corresponded back and forth with him. Yeah, email. Yeah, and he seems like a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all got the same hobby regardless, who we are. But yeah, so that's a Brack. This is a Brack.
No, he does like really nice motorcycles too, right?
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah. But they're very
quite expensive.
Yeah, I mean, imagine casting resin castings of a motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. I think they're big.
So what chassis is this? Is this
Same half track.
Ah, the same.
The Sommier half track.
Sommier, okay.
Yeah.
And let's just open this up, just to give a sample since you're talking about it.
Yeah.
There's some instructions.
Yeah.
And at least, I know we're not doing a kit review, but let's just look at the hull. Do you mind?
Yeah, by all means. See it, beautiful.
So
look at the quality.
Yeah. It's absolutely superb.
Yeah, look at that.
So actually, I might do that next. I've got to find it. It might
Yeah,
do.
that looks nice.
Yeah,
Like there's no warping.
Yeah, no.
And by the way, a tip: if they are warped, just dip them in a little hot water.
Yeah,
And go.
yeah.
put
The
that
thing,
in.
thing I like about it is that when he does the tracks around the drive sprocket and the return roll, they're all molded together. So you just got to put the bits in the middle. They go together very, very well.
You do.
Yeah, they're beautiful kits. Like if you see them, grab them.
You
Yeah,
pick one
get
up.
them, and they're unusual. Like,
Yeah,
they're very
and you can get them. You can get them on like you can get them directly from Brock models. You can get them. B&A has a few of them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's not much left. Actually, this one came from B&A.
Have you got the big Semavante? Yeah,
No,
not yet.
no. I did see one in Ottawa, and I thought about it, and of course I got home and I phoned the guy and it had gone. So.
Well, I put it in my will for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Say no more. But yeah, that's
wonderful.
I'm
That's
going to
beautiful.
build that later on one of these days. No, so basically, but also going to talk about these books are quite good. I like all these, but I like.
Yeah, they're nice.
I like profile books.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
sucker
yeah.
for. I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for.
Yeah,
good
So
profile
there's a
books.
picture of the half track with the.
Oh, that's the one you did. Yeah.
That's that one here.
Right.
21st Panzer Division, and then you've got. You also put them with the rockets, and then if you look at the further back here, there's the. There's that one there. Is this
It's a
one
ship's wagon.
that one here?
Right.
So.
Beautiful.
Now let's talk
Very
a
nice
bit
stuff.
about.
So that is the grill. So that's a grill.
Let's talk
Second
about
Panzer
a bit
Division.
of the types of paints you use. What do you? prefer?
Paints. I still like Tamiya.
Mm.
And I
These
tend-
are all Tamiya?
yeah, pretty well. I think so. Yeah. I used to. I tend to mix my own paints. I mix them. You know, we've had all this conversation about different paints and stuff. The German stuff, the Dunkel Glebs and stuff, and the spraying. The green and the brown came in a kind of paste. And then he diluted it with either fuel or water,
Diesel or whatever,
and
yeah.
depending how he diluted it, it would change. So,
And my understanding now is Tamiya finally has a proper Dunkel Galb, right?
Yes,
It didn't
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's XF88.
Yeah.
yeah, I've used that.
That's
on.
in their acrylic range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I can't remember the number in there.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
a good color,
That's
yeah?
I use that on the Panther.
Yeah,
Recently, it's nice.
I don't think Tamiya ever made a bad product as far as
Yeah, I
I'm
love
concerned.
Tamiya paints.
Everything
yeah,
is,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, people say that there's limited range compared to Gunzi, but I like.
But you can get any color
You
you,
can
want.
mix.
Yeah, I mix.
any color.
I never throw out the little bottles.
No, neither do
I keep those. I wash them out,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'll, for example, if I'm doing something, I'll make
Yeah.
I'll make about enough for one whole vehicle, and then I'll just mix it together
And
into.
what's your thinner of choice?
Mr. Leveling Fluid.
Yeah.
Leveling
yeah,
Fluid.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
It stinks, but it's good.
Well, it's better than the
I
yeah.
I have used them with the regular hardware lacquer. But it's a bit hot, but experiment, but they work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They work. But the leveling is the best because it dries slow.
Yeah, it has a retarder. in
It's
there.
got
Yeah.
the retarder in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the camo colors are also Tamiya.
Yes.
Everything's
Yeah.
Tamiya.
And I usually use.
Do they
them.
have a Panzer Grey? Or is that mixed?
Well, there's the German grey. Which
Sorry, is that a Tamiya color?
Yeah.
Or did
Yeah,
you-
they have the German, which
Yeah,
is
the
close
German.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not perfect, but it's
Well-
good. Like when you're modulating and
Yeah,
whatnot
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
that's fine.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it works well.
It's as I say, it's easy to clean. I clean it up with methyl hydrate and stuff.
But it's funny, like even on like a Panzer Grey. Let's talk about colors for a second. On a Panzer Grey, you can look at historical photos, like black and white photos, and sometimes it looks really dark,
Yeah.
and other times
It
it
looks
looks
like-
very faded.
Yeah.
They
So-
didn't have strict rules when they were.
Well, and I don't know if that's the exposure of the film, if that's
Exactly.
sunlight,
That's
or what
as
that
well,
is.
yeah.
But it's so there's I think there's a spectrum you can work.
Of
with.
course, because I mean that's right. I mean, I remember taking some photographs somewhere with Ektachrome. This is days when people used wet film, and I took out one picture in different angles because of the sunlight. The tone changes.
Yeah.
So plus there was colour film in World War II, but not used very much. But in black and white, it's hard to interpret. People say they can distinguish by the shades of the grey. I don't.
You notice they don't use like the old days. Nobody uses FS. references much anymore because they know it's a range.
Well,
Remember the old days? It's got to be this FS
Well,
color.
no, FS is a federal standard.
Right.
Yeah, it's.
They used to
FS.
refer to that. Now it's
Yeah,
like very
yeah,
seldom referred to
Yeah.
in modeling community.
Well, because it's controversial.
Yes,
too,
it is.
Right?
It
Well, that's
is.
not the right color.
No.
We use ink.
Yeah.
Well, I would never. I mean, really garish or outlandish. Anything goes pretty well with the sands, the greys, the brown. And I remember specifically there was a Sherman outside the armory on Dufferin there, and they painted that, and about 5 years later that shade had completely faded.
Those are
It had gone from a olive drab to a pale green.
Yeah, there's two of them. Those are M4 A3E8s outside of the Downsview base.
Yeah. Sherman 3AYs.
I was crawling on top of those the other day.
Yeah. So I don't get too hung up on colours. I mean, as long as it's not ridiculous. But I mean, if you look, these give you a good. I mean.
Oh, the patterns are what I like.
Yeah, there's a bigger one of that. So that's that one there, the schutz one, the grill there.
Are all these freehand, airbrushed?
Yeah,
Like all freehand. No.
This is mask.
Yeah,
that's mask. Yeah,
But these are freehand.
we're all freehand.
Nice.
Yeah. And I use Iwata, the Revolution. I mean, I've got a custom micron. I've got.
But you used the custom micron on this, right?
No, actually, I
No?
used it.
Oh, you did.
No, I actually.
Would you
used it.
ever do a 72nd?
No.
No, really.
I was getting too old. I'm too old. I'm going to 16th scale next.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Yeah, but you have to my
Move
braille.
up, not down.
Yeah, but I remember I came across the house the other day when we had our meeting on Saturday morning, and I thought that'd be a really good song.
Yeah, it's funny. Just looking down
Yeah.
the row of vehicles here. I mean, this is typically German.
It's nice to have a theme too.
Yeah.
I find.
Now we could also do German self-propelled guns based on indigenous German Panzer III, Panzer IVs as well, because I've got a bunch of those as well. I mean, I mainly like British stuff, but I do everything, and
My theme.
whatever takes my fancy.
My theme would be German armor crewed by Japanese personnel.
Yeah, well, that might be a bit limited actually, Harvey.
Tiger 1.
They did buy
Tiger
one.
one.
They did buy them. They couldn't get it in a submarine to take it to Japan.
Yeah.
Talcom has a release of that.
They do.
And so does
they do.
Border.
They do.
Yeah.
Now that's a fictitious
Do you think
theme.
the Border one is fictitious?
I think the pictures that I've seen, now we're a bit off topic, but the pictures that I've seen of Japanese personnel on German have been on these tricolors. I think they were in Russia when they were evaluated. But there are photos of Japanese driving a Tiger 1 in overall Panzer
You
Grenadier.
gotta wonder how the Battle of Saipan would have changed if you would have had a battalion of Japanese
Tigers?
Tiger tanks.
Yeah, if they could get them over there.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you could have Mitsubishi could have manufactured them under license.
No, I think it would have been difficult.
Well, what about? I mean, they did do the Chi Nu actually,
Chi-Nu.
which was
Yes.
the largest,
Yes.
and they never left the homeland.
No, they never left the homeland.
They
They
just
never
on
saw
homeland.
action either.
No.
Yeah.
So
and,
they did.
and there's a Chinu north of Tokyo.
Yeah, they
Where-
did actually build
The
some
museum.
half decent tanks towards the end, but again, it wasn't.
Are there any of these left in the world?
Real
tanks.
There's one of these in Samur.
Oh, yeah.
I've
never seen- I don't think so.
They ended up.
So
in
what happened
Russia.
to them? Did
Oh,
they just?
they broke down,
Oh, I
got
see.
knocked out. There's Renaults in Samur. I mean, the Germans also used just R35, Sommiers, Sharpies.
Yeah.
They modified them by cutting off the cupola so they could stick his head out. But French tanks, they're interesting, but the R35 it was a very small vehicle, very cramped. I think even the AMX-13, you had to be under like 5'6" to be a
Oh,
crew
is that
member.
right?
Yeah, they were very cramped, and even the best French tank, the Sommier, which is for its time was an excellent vehicle, but a one-man turret. How could the commander, gunner, loader, clear the stoppages on the machine gun? It was just overwhelming.
Task saturation.
There's no way it could be effective.
You gotta wonder, looking at all these different chassis and it's no wonder the German supply chain had trouble keeping up.
Well, they couldn't. That's one of the reasons they got Becker to. Britain alone produced more tanks than Germany.
Oh, I didn't
just
know
by
that.
Britain.
Oh, I
alone.
didn't know that.
So you count in Russia and the United States, even we were talking about the other day about the reliability of the German tanks. Everybody says, "Oh, the German engineering," but they had problems with especially the Panther. They never really started the Panther. They kept out engine fires, transmission problems. The Tiger was very unreliable, and one of the things which the Germans didn't have the tank transporters to move their vehicles to the front, as compared with the British. The British and the Americans, they had the Diamond T's. Supposing a vehicle, a tank has 300 miles between major overhauls, the British and American tanks in lots of cases were driven to the battlefield by the Diamond T's, the Scamos. Then they fought. The German tanks had to march, so about 150 miles by the time they got there, they were already requiring a major overhaul.
Yeah.
And same thing in Russia.
It's funny. It's like
the logistics.
I know you sent me that video.
Yeah.
That talked about the British Army and just the massive logistics. And in fact, what the key point I took away from watching that was how small in comparison the fighting portion of the British Army
compared
was.
with the logistics.
With the logistics portion.
Yeah.
Like just like
that's that night that
like 10% or something. 10-15%.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, in one of the biggest things he'd done in Normandy was build roads.
Yeah.
And then my dad drove tank transporter, Diamond T's, and
during the war,
Scamos and things like Royal Army Service Corps. But yeah, the logistics and I mean, it's you think Panther, Tiger, great, but the Cromwells, they done the job. The Shermans done the job. The Fireflies, I think probably the finest tank of World War II was probably the Comet. That's a bit controversial, but
Finest tank was a Tiger.
The Tiger was the finest tank because it broke down in a good firing position.
I just watching YouTube yesterday, just by sheer coincidence, and you know what the number one transport in the invasion of Barbarossa was?
What?
The horse.
Yeah, the horse.
Oh God! Well, the German army was predominantly towards the end.
Yeah, it was horses.
But it says a British division had like so many thousand trucks.
Yeah.
And the Germans had only a fraction of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Even if you look at the Battle of the Falaise Gap, people always talk about the stench of the rotting horses.
Yeah.
Because there was so many.
It was a slaughter.
Yeah, it was absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And well, again, you can't eat a truck, so you can. So,
on a side note, trivia: if you're ever at the Little Bighorn battlefield, Custard Battle Site, there's a tribute to the horses that died at the battle.
Well,
Nice.
In the First World War, one of the very unpleasant things was, after the First World War, instead of bringing the horses back to Britain, they slaughtered them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they killed them, and that would cost an awful lot of...
Really?
Yeah. It was considered it was just too much bother to bring them back to the
didn't know
UK.
that.
So all these thousands of cavalry horses were slaughtered.
Anyways, that's a beautiful collection. Now I guess next on your Butte, is it Butte?
Butte? Yeah, I don't know.
Is the turreted Buttes, like the Shermans...
Well, the thing
Right.
is, the Germans used capture shot,
Right.
but they didn't. There was never sufficient numbers. But there again, they captured thousands or hundreds of T-34s. Whole regiments
Yeah,
were.
sure.
You have to admire the ingenuity.
Yeah.
Like just to come up
Well,
with all
with
these
the
different vehicles.
desperation, I mean, they couldn't produce enough, so they had all these French and they continued building Czech 38Ts. The Hetzer and all, and because the Czechs are good engineers. The French are good engineers, but their doctrine kind of screwed them up a bit. But I mean, the French are good engineers.
I heard. I was watching this thing on the French Air Force last night, and I heard that even though radios were available, the French Army didn't have radios in a lot of their vehicles.
No.
And and one of the reasons was that they were so worried, based on their experience in the First World War, they were so worried that the troops would leverage the radios to coordinate mutinies. It just goes to show you how
Well, the French mutinied at Verdun. So
Yeah.
they didn't
Well,
want to
So
repeat
they said, well, we don't want them getting together and finding out how bad things are in different parts of the battlefield. And that encourages a mutiny. And
Well, the French mutinied, but they said they will not advance, but they still
still
in
held the
defence.
ground, and
Now I get a bit annoyed at people saying, "Oh, the French white flag." Read about Verdun, about DMDM Foo.
Absolutely.
Read about
They-
or
DMDM
even
Foo.
how they held off the Germans at Dunkirk.
My dad was at where was the one, the City Baran, was it with the French, and Enigma skips it. But they fought on the boxes. They allowed the 8th Army to retreat. No, the French aren't cowards. The French are brave
Absolutely,
people.
like
And
the
this,
legionnaires.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Foreign legion.
They're not cheesy. They're not cheesy.
No,
surrender.
Yeah, no.
No?
They're going to hold their ground.
The French
at
Foreign
Cameroon
Legion.
and Mexico.
Yeah,
and
yeah. So I get a little
We're off
annoyed.
topic.
People say, "Oh, the American." No, the French are. They're
Yeah, they
tough
fought. They
soldiers.
fought bravely in
In North Africa. Yeah.
Right.
Isn't it interesting, though, given back to armor, that there was never like a French Foreign Legion armored
No,
unit, right?
no,
They were
yeah.
strictly infantry.
Yeah.
Just say.
Yeah, it's so the doctrine, because they always fight the previous war, right? So these little Renaults and things and Charbies and things, and they've been great tanks for the trenches, but of course time had changed, and we were.
Well, they were good though. They could knock out some of the bigger French
Yeah,
tanks.
yeah.
That's where they have to start
Yeah,
wheeling
the
up the
Charlie
88s.
ones.
I was talking
To knock them
yesterday
out.
to a friend of mine who's in Canadian Armed Forces, and I were talking about things. And I said, well, tanks are the tanks now irrelevant? Because of the
Yeah,
drone
drones.
we've seen in
drones.
Ukraine, tanks being knocked out by drones.
Yeah.
Is it worthwhile spending $20 million on a tank
Yeah.
which can be knocked out by a $200 drone?
Yeah.
So,
Now the media says the Russians are running out of tanks in that war.
well, yeah,
Right? They're now using older,
yeah, the T-55, things like that.
T-55
Yeah, I
tanks.
didn't
Yeah.
hear about that for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
But,
Who knows? It's hard to
Yeah,
say.
it's hard
yeah,
to say with
but
the
I think, and it's almost got to the point now in the war in Ukraine. It's like almost a stalemate, like a trench warfare.
yeah.
We've seen it reverting back. So, what would the next war look like? It might not be the cut and thrust of the Panzer divisions in 1940,
Well,
or
yeah.
the Great Swan in 1944 with the 21st Army
I
advanced very
remember
quickly.
seeing some news media saying the Russians were even using older Russian tanks.
Yeah.
So like really, really old Russian tanks.
Well, I wouldn't see T-34s.
I heard they had a T-34 used as a decoy tank or something to that, something to that effect. But who knows?
Well, anyway, we just go to the
Yeah,
so
there we go.
basically,
Beauty.
beauty. If you can find this book for a reasonable price, it's worthwhile getting.
Butte Panzers.
Book
who is
Panzer.
it?
It's Writing.
Writing.
I got all the Writing books. They're
That's the only one I'm missing.
do you know the thing is I'm buying, not you guys, I'm buying less and less books because the simple reason, when I ever get a project,
Oh, you can go online.
I just go online
Just go
and I
online.
go type in some obscure German vehicle like this or this
Yeah.
and just go images, and all the pictures you can find
Yeah.
are available.
But I find I would still buy these.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
They're so
Yeah,
rare,
there's some
Yeah.
hard to get.
or even like these,
Yeah,
like the Panzer
I
Track
still
books
buy
are great,
those.
Yeah,
references,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
those, there's some books I would
I still like
buy. But you're right. I buy way less than I was.
Yeah,
before.
and the internet is
Just buy models.
and if anybody's interested, go on the internet and Google Major Alfred Becker. And I could go on talk for hours about the guy, but that's a modelling show, not a history show. So, but he was instrumental in all these conversions at something, and basically he's seen the shortcomings of the towed horse-drawn artillery,
Oh, yeah, of
and with all this French and stuff. He just basically mounted Pack 40s on, he's beat up both Pack 40s, which is an extremely useful gun. The 76.2 here, when these were first used in the desert, the British thought it was an 88. Because they also mounted this on the half-track as well. Remember in that half-track one?
Yeah.
Yes.
The German half-track. So, it's there's lots of
Major what?
Becker.
Becker.
Yeah, Alfred
But-
Becker.
I wouldn't Google Pecker because you might get.
No, and he wasn't the
You
guy.
sure they didn't call him Becker Speckers?
And he wasn't the guy in Steely Dan either. So,
Very nice.
yeah. I mean, I as I say,
Nice collection.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful
You should
collection.
enter this as a collection. Then.
Yeah.
I've got something. I've got something new. If you'd like to hand me that one over there, I'll show what I'm building next. This is Robert. Thank you. Yeah, this is something which I'm puttering about with.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm building a bus,
You're building a school
a
bus.
school bus. Yeah, it's even yellow.
School bus.
This is something I was in Carefree the other day, which is one of our local
You got a
hobbies,
little,
and
cushions,
I came across
paddings.
this, and this sometimes things.
Look at those cushions.
It
Did
just
that come with a kit? The cushion.
no, it comes with it. Yeah, so
how'd you paint that?
I just painted it red, and then I painted it. I put red masking tape on it, and then I sprayed it blue. It's a
You're
little bit.
kidding.
Let me get
Yeah.
that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, just I don't know if you can get in there, Robert.
Yes.
You see that?
Yeah.
But
That's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought, and it's got Enigma Machine and everything. The only thing is it's a.
Sandy, you got a little interior designer.
I know
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. There was some chandeliers and things.
Germans
you know.
didn't use that pattern. But
Yeah. It's yeah. But so anyway, I'm doing that, and I just sometimes go into a shop, you see something in the box art, and think, gee, that looks kind of
That's
interesting.
wonderful.
So I'm working. It comes with an Enigma Machine and
And
everything.
what kit is this again?
Ironside. It's dreadful.
Ironside.
It's
Iron-
absolutely
dreadful.
Oh, it's just
Really?
dreadful.
Now, where was that theater? Was it?
That's in Africa.
Africa.
Yeah, it's a command vehicle. Now the roof goes on top, but I'm going to leave it with the roof coming off because the roof doesn't
Oh,
fit
so you
properly.
can display it.
Yeah, so I'm going
I
to
see.
Actually,
display.
that fits pretty good.
It's pretty big rim, really. But
But it looks like a great kit.
yeah,
Huh.
well,
Maybe
yeah,
not.
it's not that great.
Huh.
Otherwise, everything's warped. But anyway, it's I'll take it off and I can do it a bit better, but it's. But I'll have it displayed open, so. But anyways, and
That's the joy of modeling.
yeah, and that's like old time modeling. It's white metal, resin,
Oh my God!
and
it's
plastic.
spot
No,
So
thank you.
on. No,
No
thanks.
way.
the three.
Give me Tamiya.
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
an unusual subject, right? Because
Yeah,
nobody.
yeah, and
knows.
it's not a Tamiya kit, but there's sometimes. But I've had really had fun playing with that,
Good.
and that's I've been lucky because I've built up enough inventory to take for the next 5 years.
You'll
to
make
take
you'll
shows.
make,
Now-
you'll make
now-
a purse out of a Salzy.
Yeah.
or
If
this
you don't
one.
mind, we'll tell you. Like Sandy's collection at home is actually quite modest.
Yeah.
You don't have a million kits at home.
No,
That's
no,
pretty good.
no. I've got 6
That's
airbrushes.
pretty good.
What are you saying?
That's something that
He doesn't
Yeah.
have a whole
Yeah.
collection.
No, he doesn't.
I
He's
have-
very,
You're
he's
pretty
very
good.
sensible.
You're very good that way.
I did buy one kit last week, which I've always wanted. It was a Tamiya 1/25th scale
Oh, I
Centurion.
remember that. Yes.
And I seen
Ah,
it sitting there, and I
yes.
thought, I want that. And it wasn't cheap, but what the heck,
I'm surprised you never built it.
Well, I built some of the earlier Tamiya 1/25th scale.
You
but,
did,
yeah,
but not the Centurion.
not Centurion. So I got that
That's cool.
from one of our shops.
Would that be a Canadian one?
I know. I'll
Korea?
probably do a third RTR. They were used in Korea. The Mark IIIs were used in Korea. And actually, about George Forty, who was the curator at the time, was him I knew very well. He was in the.
He published a lot of. Books.
Yeah, he was in the Korea, and I think he was in Centurions.
The,
Nice guy.
the only thing I find with that large scale is the accessories are incredible.
There's nothing. The only thing I could find
very-
was, believe it, only thing I could find was actually full model mixed tracks, but it comes with individual track links anyway. So
Right. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we may have talked about this in previous episodes, but Sandy, you grew up very close to the tank museum.
I went to school at Bovington actually, and so now I remember my dad taking me to the tank museum
and
on
it's,
Sunday
and
morning.
it's courtesy of Sandy that I have
Oh,
this
yeah,
shirt
yeah,
from the
yeah.
tank museum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it's
that's like I don't know. I was there last time I was there was back in 2016. I spent the whole day there, and I know you think it's gotten pretty.
It's changed. It's changed a lot. It's become much more commercial, and I understand that. But I remember going to the Tank Museum on Sundays there'd be nobody there, and now of course it's huge,
yeah, it's
and
a
it
big
provides a lot of people. It provides a lot of employment for a lot of people, so it's good in that respect. But and I understand why. But they've expanded it. Different people. I remember. I go back as far as General Duncan. He was a curator there back in the early 60s.
We should do a trip over there.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Do the
yeah.
RF museum.
Well,
And
we're
then,
maybe next year.
do the Fleet Air
Oh,
Arm
well,
Museum.
We're talking about going next year to SME?
Yeah,
SMC.
SMC, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Side trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky where I saw the Jacques Littlefield collection.
Yes, for it broke up. Yeah.
Oh my God! Courtesy of the late Jim Mesco, rest in peace, Jim. Yeah, he got me in, and what a collection!
Yeah.
Now it's all split up.
Yeah.
of course.
Well, what's that museum outside Boston? The American
Oh,
Heritage.
the American. Yeah. That's a fantastic.
We have to
Yeah,
go. We have to go there as well.
That's a really.
That sounds like a trip to go down there. And
Yeah,
see that.
it's a
At some
really
point,
good museum.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have to do that.
Yeah.
But I think like you can go to. I think going to one of the best days of my life was back in 2016, and it happened to be my birthday. Carolyn had a conference in London, so we flew in Saturday night over into Sunday, got to the hotel, showered, freshened up, took the train out to Duxford. They had an air show, one of their big summer air shows up there, and then that was amazing.
Yeah.
Like I think if we go, we should try and do it in the summer when there's one of those air shows
Yeah.
because, like, the what you see flying and all of the they have vendors, they have like all kinds of books.
Oh, yeah.
And things to
Hannes
buy,
there.
Yeah. Oh, that's
all these like Wing Leader was there. All these outlets for material, like, whether it's models or reference material that we're interested in, T-shirts, paraphernalia, like everything. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Like I was blown away.
If you go
Got to do that again.
you have to go to the Fleet Air Arm Museum at Yeovilton, which
Yeah.
is stunning. I grew up in Dorset, so I
And
used to
do, and
do
do
it all the time.
the two RAF museums.
Hendon,
the one in Hendon and
I went to Hendon, Duxford, and Shuttleworth on one day with my brother, and he just essentially overloaded. He just couldn't take any more.
Yeah.
So we drove it on one day, and my brother's.
Well, you could spend. I spent a whole day in Hendon.
Oh my God!
Hendon,
Yeah,
yeah.
Easy. And I could have spent.
Yeah, and you don't even see anything. But it was running around. But the one I liked was the Shuttleworth collection.
What's the other? It's Cosford. Yeah,
I've never been to Cosford, but my favourite one I think is Hendon and the Fleet Air Arm. The Fleet Air Arm Museum is just amazing.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and
Duxford's
we
great.
go if you go to Bovington, it's an hour from Bovington to Yeovilton, which is still an active air base.
You know my story about Hendon. We went there on a honeymoon many years ago, and I was looking around Hendon. I turned around and
You took your wife.
Yes.
To a tank museum.
Yes,
on your
no,
honeymoon?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
And
you don't deserve
you know
Shirley.
this. It was an
don't deserve
F-2B
Shirley.
that's a cutaway. I think there's an F-2B World War I aircraft
Yeah.
there. I turn around and I swear to God, my wife is sitting in the cockpit. She didn't know. I go, oh my God, and I have a picture of it. I have a picture of her sitting in the cockpit. I said, get out of that cockpit. I don't know how she got in. We didn't get caught. That was 30 years ago, so...
Wow.
I know, we took my
Yeah, she didn't know.
There's some great museums in the UK, and then there's some great museums. We're going to the War Museum in Ottawa in a couple of months' time, and that's a great museum
It
as
is,
well.
yeah.
You
And
know,
I want to go to this. I want to go to the Tank Museum in Oshawa.
we should go
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
Saturday.
Maybe up to Borden too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I've got to talk about that later on about Borden. I've got so one of my friends is up at Borden now. He's so I can talk to him yesterday about going up there.
Yeah, the museum, open up the museum.
I'll talk about it later.
Which is free.
yeah.
Yeah, we should go to the Oshawa.
Or
I haven't been to
Camp
Oshawa in a
Borden.
while.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We should do that in the summer.
It's-
Brownie wanted to go.
And they don't even. I think they should better advertise because it's a really good.
Yeah, it's a
museum.
hidden gem.
It's a
Yeah,
hidden gem,
yeah,
and it's in
yeah.
Oshawa, which is about an hour east of.
And
Toronto.
they've turned it, and I think they've learnt a lot of lessons from the Tank Museum in Bovington. They've been there. They're using the same idea. They're having shows. I mean, the last
Next week is their show.
yeah,
Keynote?
Yeah, keynote's next week. So we're in July of this year. So they're late July.
Late July. Yeah.
No, there's a lot going on. I mean, hobby's great. I mean,
Yeah.
The hobby's fantastic.
It's to me the hobby's basically 75% socializing and 25% putting these plastic things together.
And
That's
we've
true.
got at IPMS Toronto, we're now seeing a lot of, believe it or not, younger guys are now coming in.
Yeah,
And some of them are remodelers. So there's a couple of guys in their 30s now coming in, which is great.
yeah. No,
That's good.
I
That's
think
good
it's
to hear.
I think it's good. I think I've got grandkids and I encourage them. We started off with Lego and stuff, and because it's good because it teaches kids how to read drawings. It teaches kids how to put things together,
together.
and manual dexterity.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of kids, all they can do is this.
The phones, yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I know. It's
Everybody in our generation grew up building models.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of us did. Yeah.
And it teaches you away history, and it's
Yeah, it's fun. It's a passion. It's a distraction
Yeah.
from
And
life,
even
right?
Airfix, right? Get back to modeling. They've come up with some pretty cool armor.
And they've got. I'm looking
Like-
forward to the Stalwarts coming out fairly
Right.
shortly.
And they
I've
got those
that on
new
order.
trucks, the British trucks.
That's Stalwarts.
Is that
Did
what
you
that
ever fix
is?
the issue with the Comet? The bolts on the wheels?
No, it's a Cromwell. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
Cromwell,
so.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
an
yeah.
issue.
They re-released
I
it.
believe so. Yeah.
Okay,
How could
correct.
you how could you mess up? They got
Oh.
the wrong number of bolts on the wheel.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
Cromwell?
Yeah. The last Cromwell, I still build the Tamiya one.
I wouldn't mind building that.
The Tamiya Cromwell. I built one the other day. Remember? And that was just.
Is that the same variant as Airfix? Or is it different?
Yeah, it's a slightly different variant. I mean, I just built their Comet, the Tamiya Comet, and oh gosh,
So that turned out
that
really
is
nice.
just
Did those see action in Korea?
no, they were
But
never.
they saw action in the war, though, right?
And yes,
The
late war, the Comet E-34
German.
Comet, which was a very nice, very good vehicle, very well liked. Had firepower, had crossed all the T's: firepower, protection, and mobility. Had the Meteor engine, adequate armor, and the 77mm it wasn't a 17-pounder. It used a 17-pounder shot, but the actual case was slightly smaller. But it was a very good gun.
Wasn't that the one in the Band of Brothers? That there's
No,
a
it's a
scene?
Cromwell.
No,
Oh, that
it
was a
Cromwell.
Cromwell.
Yeah. I think Dick Taylor, he in one of his books, he says the comet was the best tank of World War II, which is kind of a, and I think
The Tiger was
Tiger.
the
Oh,
best
yeah,
World War
but,
II.
Yeah, the Chief Tigers. So.
whatever. But anyway, that's we digress. But yeah, that's
Very nice.
it's the golden age of modelling, as
It
far
is.
as I'm concerned.
Yep.
There's vehicles which we never thought would exist. You know,
Keep going.
Yeah,
mean,
with all the three. I know some of you aren't big fans of 3D printing, but with all the 3D printing,
That's
that,
true.
that
That's
just
true.
opens up.
Credit to that community. Yes.
I mean, especially I don't particularly like photo etch and things like, for like headlamp guards and things like that.
to grab
But
them.
for, yeah, it's a, for,
Three
it's way
3D
better.
is perfect for that because
yeah. If you can get it off the sprue without breaking it.
Well,
then-
yeah, I use my God hands and
and warm water, like you said earlier.
Yeah, makes it a little bit.
That
But
helps
I
a lot.
find that I use some resin. What did I use it on? Oh yeah, on the cage and stuff on the Comet.
Yeah.
It was almost like it wasn't too brittle. It was actually kind of soft and it was actually pliable.
So slightly related to that, but off top, I was showing Dave the new Cabriolet German staff car I got yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
from
that's
ICM.
cool, yeah.
And there's a version that you can get that gives you the parts in 3D with
Yeah.
the kit
Yeah.
to make Heydrich's car.
Oh yeah, so when he was shot in
But
Czechoslovakia.
they give you the 3D parts,
Yeah, that's
which is
cool.
a nice
I didn't
combination.
even know that was released.
No.
Yeah,
That's
so I
cool.
bought it just
Yeah.
because I think.
not my favorite
Yeah,
subject, but
yeah.
if I saw that, like
don't like Heydrich, but
No,
love
but I-
those cars.
but I might pick that up.
It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many. It's a golden
It is.
age of
Yeah,
modelling.
it
I mean,
is.
there's such
I don't
so
know.
much stuff available.
I don't know about you guys, but I find as I get older, my tastes get a little bit more esoteric.
Yeah,
I
for
joke a lot about, like, I do love building Panthers and
Yeah,
Stugs
yeah.
and Tigers and Messerschmitts and
But
Volvos.
this is
Yeah, I like this.
Like that in Monroe that I picked up
yes.
and I started building.
Yeah.
And that'll be, I'll probably do a few episodes on that coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
That
yeah.
Italian Seaplane Museum.
Yes,
outside of Rome,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I like Italian subject. I like Italian
Oh,
because
God, yeah, I do too.
they're and this every conceivable German vehicle has been done. Now they're catching up with the British and the
Yeah,
French and the American, but there's still limited amount of Italian stuff.
Yeah, I just finished a Silvante L47.
Yeah.
You know, the open top.
Yes, yeah.
I'm doing one that was at
Yeah.
Stalingrad.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the insert at Stalingrad.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I've got the little is it L6.
L6.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch the suspension. That's
Yeah,
challenging.
I've got
tricky,
yeah.
yeah.
So I've got that, and I've got this full tracks for that.
Mhm,
So
I love Italian.
and
art.
it's
Yeah, it's different.
yeah, and there's not an awful lot of publications in English.
No.
Maybe people will contradict me
No.
now and say there is lots, but I've got a bunch of Italian stuff, and of course we've got
Yeah,
Italian
the-
friends who can translate it for us.
There is a fellow named Lorenzo Bovi. He does a series of Sicily publications
Yeah.
on Italian. He does a lot of them. But again, you don't really find those in North America.
No,
You have to
no.
order from him.
Yeah,
But some lovely. I've got one of his publications that does the French R35 and
Yes.
Italian service.
yes, yeah. The French they got a whole bunch of them after the
Yeah.
the armistice. They got a bunch of. I think they used them when the Allies
Sicily?
landed in.
Yes.
Yeah, they were
Yep.
they had them. They were
And I
fighting
bought the
against them.
decal sheet for them.
Yeah,
Like a whole decal sheet on Italian R35.
Yeah.
But that's
Like that's-
like, and if you come across that, you gotta
Buy it.
You gotta buy it.
yeah,
Just buy it.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Anyways.
No,
Well-
I haven't bought it. Yeah, I think the last thing I bought was the 125th scale Centurion.
That's very
And
nice.
I might build that. 'Cause
I'm sure you
I,
will.
I, well, I, will-
You
I,
will
I,
build
I'll
that.
build it.
Of course you
I
will.
don't buy it to
Of course
as
you
a
will.
hedge against inflation. I build it to buy it to build any.
Well, you
full
got to
interior.
build that before your whirlwind, then, huh?
My
You bought a
one-
whirlwind.
my
You're the
132nd
aircraft
well,
this guy's ever bought.
Yeah, 132nd scale Western Whirlwind. It's always been one of my favorite airplanes. I just think it's just fantastic. You know.
I have a classic airframes.
Yeah, I built that as well.
That's
I built.
And
the,
it's sitting right there.
It's behind. Yeah, it's
Oh
on.
my God,
I-
you're such a loser.
I
Right
built.
there. I can see it.
I built
Such
it
a
in the
loser.
135th scale, well, 132nd scale, sorry, 148 scale, 172nd scale, and now one. Because I just think it was a beautiful airplane
Well, there you go.
for a
What a
person
collection,
who
eh?
spent all his life in the aviation industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he builds
Well,
tanks.
that's yeah. Well,
There you
thanks
go.
again, Sandy, for walking us
My
through
pleasure.
that. That's a lovely collection.
My pleasure.
I expect
Very
to see
tight
that. I
collection.
expect to see that on a show table.
I
at
think
some
I'm going
point.
to enter it as a collection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's
yeah,
a
so
collection.
I think the collection's what 5, so I've got 1,
Yeah.
2, 3,
You
4,
got
6.
6.
Yeah, so I've got
Yeah,
to have a collection.
it's stunning.
Yeah.
Like it's stunning. Nothing
Yeah.
will beat it.
Yeah,
Put
and
it
then
on,
maybe
put it
put
on
on.
one of them flags. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
or just maybe yeah. Okay, well, thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
and
Harvey.
thanks for walking
thanks
us
for
through that
inviting me.
and imparting some knowledge. And thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And we'll see everybody in the next episode. Thanks.
Thank you.